Hey y'all, so this is the week 2 genetics and reproduction blog post. Woohoo! It's a little shorter, more informal. Sadly, it's still APA, so just accept it and move on. There's a rubric, and of course you're watching the video. I'm going to go through all of this in the rubric. So let me pause this and pull that up. Okay, so it is create at least 350 word blog post word document in response to the following question. So female copperhead snakes have the ability to produce sexually and asexually. In your opinion, which is the best for the species in general? Why? Okay? And we're going to be talking about this in terms of genetic diversity. Okay? And then discuss asexual and sexual reproduction in terms of genetic diversity, right? And how is meiosis related to genetic diversity? You need at least one picture or table, and then use one of Gregor Mendel's ideas to support your opinion. Be specific. Cite your sources. You need at least 3 in text and full. Okay, and then a point for format. So this is going to kind of tell you the same thing. They need to match your in text and your full. Then we get to the bottom. So this is how I would approach it. This is not a required method. So first, I would talk briefly about the big picture pros and cons of asexual and sexual reproduction, like in general. Then I would talk about female copperhead snakes, how they do both, just like some specific stuff. Just a mention here, we're going to go more in detail into this later in the paper and look into the asexual side of things. They're a little weird. Then with a thesis, like in terms of genetic diversity, X reproduction is preferable to Y reproduction for female copperhead snakes because of Z. So X is going to be one of the sexual or asexual, Y will be the other, and then Z is your reason that you're going to discuss in your paper. So asexual, dive into the pros and cons of asexual reproduction. I might include a table here if I wanted to. Deep dive into now sexual reproduction, maybe a table. Bring in meiosis, especially crossing over and having 2 parents, because we're talking about that genetic diversity, right? And it might be a fun place for a picture, maybe a table. And then Mendel's select section. In there I would talk about which one you think is better, asexual or sexual reproduction for the snakes. And then maybe add in, well, not maybe, then add in your Mendel example. So how is Mendel like supporting what you're saying? So you need to connect the two, and then wrap up with why copperheads actually might be doing asexual and sexual. But so why might they be doing it? But why one of those two is the best genetic diversity? So maybe the other one is good for something else, which you would have talked about in that section a little bit. And then to format your picture and table. So picture formatting, you're going to have your picture in line with the text, and under the picture, left align, do something like figure 1, name of the image, in text citation. So here's an example. I have a picture of my copperhead snake, so I would call it figure 1, copperhead snake, Smithsonian National Zoological Park, comma, in .d. because there was no date. And now remember, you're going to have that full reference that matches that in that in text citation in your reference section. And then, I've been talking really fast apparently. And then if you do a table, it would be table 1, asexual pros and cons. And this is like not aligned at all. Good job, Heather. Whatever. It won't be fixed on your version. Maybe it will. Look, it's fixed. Okay. Save. So pros and cons, blah, blah, blah. And then you put your in-text citation over there. Yeah, this is cool. If you copy a table from a source, just make sure you have your in-text citation in it and try to do the table-y stuff at the top. Or you can put a note below it if you need to. If you're worried, just ask. That's what I'm here for. Remember to include the full reference in the reference section. So I hope that helps. And as always, I love a draft to review. Why am I hitting save? Blah, blah, blah.